So you can say things went to plan as far as India is concerned. Had the second game against Afghanistan, and eventually a comprehensive win for them. Welcome to the shiny side review of the India win over Afghanistan. We have with us once again Umair Qazi, the man behind Hal Glove Guy and wellpitch.com. How are you doing, Umair?
Hi, Faris. Thank you for having me again. Doing well, doing all right.
Your shirt suggests you're still thinking of yesterday's game.
I am thinking of Pakistan every single day of this World Cup.
Brilliant. So let's get right into it. Let's kick off with a 33-second summary of today's game. Go for it.
Right, so Afghanistan won the toss, chose to bat. They started off shaky start, but then there was a good partnership between Hashmatullah and Azmatullah. I think they put on 120 odd. They were going all right. They were looking to get to 300, 320, 330. But then once the two set batsmen went, India fought back, and 272 was never going to be enough. And to be honest, even 320, 330 would not have been enough. It's the same pitch where South Africa scored 428 and Sri Lanka 330 odd in response. So India was always going to chase this down very easily. Rohit Sharma made it even more easier. I mean, he just came out very confident, all guns blazing, and what a smashing knock. Very easy win. And Virat Kohli, I mean, what can you say about that champion batsman? He just makes it look so easy. He scored 55. It didn't even seem like he was scoring. He was just knocking it around, practicing. So yeah, easy win for India.
55 seconds. So yeah, look, I think starting at the top, right at the toss. So I think they made the change. We thought they would. Shardul came in for Ashwin, and I think he got a wicket with his first ball as well. At the top, I mean, right, Afghanistan, I wasn't sure what to expect because the last game, I know, on a very different track against Bangladesh, they went from 112 for 2 to 155 all out. But today, they seemed to start all right, and then there was 63 for 3 at one point, but then there was about a 120 run odd partnership between the captain Shahidi and Omar Zai. And it looked, I guess that kind of resurrected them. Otherwise, they could have had a repeat of what happened against Bangladesh.
Yeah, it reminds me of a very Pakistan problem 10, 15 years ago when the openers would fire, your middle order would not. When the openers would fail, the middle order would fire. You never had a situation where everyone is firing and taking you to a decent total.
But to be honest, I mean, I know there's very different conditions from the first game where India played theirs and Afghanistan played theirs, but at the halftime, I thought I was impressed by Afghanistan scoring 270 against India, given the kind of bowling they had and the track record of both teams.
Sure, but Delhi, I mean, this is their so far. What all the grounds we've seen, Delhi has been the easiest scoring ground, the shortest boundaries, and I mean, nothing in there for the bowlers. And Bumrah is just he has looked like the only bowler this World Cup who can stop the runs and pick wickets, and he did that again today.
No signs of that injury. Huh? Good for India. But with the bat, Rohit, so again, Rohit and Ishan went off, and Rohit just went for it, really, and there was no stopping him. Finished over 131 of 84. Ishan was relatively sedate. I think it was 47 or 47. But basically, when Ishan got out, they had a 156-run opening partnership, and it was 18 overs. The game was practically done by then.
Yeah, of course, it was done. And I think Ishan was a couple of things why he played more sedately. One, obviously, Rohit was just firing away, so he was just rotating the strike. But I think Ishan probably had that first ball duck in his mind as well from the previous game. And he got a really bad stare from Rohit after he got out. So I think he just wanted to take his time and build his confidence back for the big game on Saturday.
Yeah, there's no news about Shubman Gill at this point, but it's fair to say he won't be fit and Ishan's still getting the Pakistan game no matter what. So
yeah, I think I think it's pretty sure that he will not play against Pakistan. I don't know how long his recovery will take.
So we'll see more of Ishan soon, and then Kohli got 55, like you said. The game wrapped up quite easily. If you just look at, I guess, moving on to see what India's next fixtures look like, and we clearly exactly know what the next one is, but we'll just pull up the entire list so we can have a look. The next game is Pakistan. Sorry, there's a mistake there. It should say, clearly I'm obsessed with the Pakistan point of view, so this is meant to be Pakistan Ahmedabad. And then they have Bangladesh, New Zealand, England, etc. So how do you think India's looking at that game now?
Look, they'll go in confident, of course. They have a 7-0 record against Pakistan, and Rohit Sharma is just after his 0 in the first game, he's back into form. Kohli is looking, like the champion he is. So I think India will be going in confident. Pakistan should also be confident. They're both coming off 2 wins. So Let's see how it goes.
And do you think India will stick to the combination they played, or they'll bring Ashwin for Pakistan?
No, I think they'll probably go with the same combination. I can't say really. I don't think they'll go for a third spinner. No.
Yeah.
They'll
So I
probably
have
play Shardul.
before we preview
Maybe
tomorrow's.
Shami. I don't.
Let's see. I have a
Right,
quick
Siraj
question
got
for
hit
you.
around quite a bit today.
Yeah. So I have a quick question for you about something that happened in India's last game, and we didn't cover it. I did the preview that day with Farooq, and we didn't really cover that. So, on the last ball, KL Rahul was trying to go for a 4 so he could hit a 6 the next ball or whatever and get his 100. But he ended up hitting a 6 instead, and he finished on 97 or 98. And he had a disappointed look on his face. What's your take on that? So there's the Ian Morgan, Imran Khan school of thought, where if you did that in their team, you would probably not even play the next match, if no matter who you were. Or there's the whole India traditional Sachin way of doing things, where 100 is the most important thing. Where do you sit on this?
Yeah. So look, India had the game in the bag, right? They needed 5 runs to win. You hit a 4, you hit a 6. I was watching the match with a friend, and I was saying before the commentators brought it up, I'm like, he can get 100 if he hits a 4 and then a 6. So that was in my mind as well. And look, there were 10 overs to go. It wasn't crunch. It wasn't close.
I mean,
hitting a 4 and a 6 at that point would not have been selfish. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I guess
a different situation it may have been.
It's more about the principle, I guess. So if I was a captain and if I had an issue with that, it'd be more about principle, right? Because it's unlikely India will miss a spot in the semi-final because of a 0.01 mark on the run rate, right? Like, that's not going to happen. Having said that, this is more about the principle, I guess. But like I said, if you remember, there was an incident once where I think David Malan didn't run the last ball, and Ian Morgan was on the other side because he wanted to finish 100 something not out, and Morgan really gave it to him at the post-match ceremony publicly. So it's one of those things.
Yeah. But look, if he had hit a 4 and then a 6 of the next ball, India's net run rate would have been higher than what it is right now. So I mean, 10 runs of 2 balls versus 6 of 1.
True. True.
I think it would have been better. But look, he wasn't really disappointed. He just timed the ball really well, and he probably surprised himself. And he just sat down for a second and like, oh no, what have I done? And he stood up, smiled. It's fine.
Yeah.
In a different situation, it might have been different, but in this, it didn't matter.
Okay, so let's move on and look at tomorrow's game quickly. South Africa versus Australia.
Big game.
And big game. And I think before we even get into the game, I think this game was at Lucknow. So for people who are watching, Lucknow is a bit of a weird history with that pitch, because they had a T20 game where New Zealand made 100 in January this year, and India struggled to chase it. And I think Hardik Pandya was leading them, and he came out and said that it's the worst pitch he's ever played on. They actually fired the curator after the IPL, and this is a brand new pitch. So no one really knows what the kind of pitch it'll be and what kind of ground it is right now.
Yeah, there were 2 IPL games as well where the pitch was really bad after that New Zealand-India game. So look, it's completely unknown. We have no idea whether it'll be full of runs, whether it'll be something like Chennai, whether it'll support bowlers, spinners. No clue. I think Australia and South Africa are also quite clueless. I was looking for some previews online, and everyone is talking about no one knows what the pitch.
I think what makes tomorrow's game super interesting is the fact that South Africa won the first one, smashing win, and Australia is coming off a loss, right? So for Australia, this is about establishing, getting some points on the board, because 2 wins down out of 7, regardless of who you have to play, is going to be hard. And for South Africa, if they can, while they're doing all right, but I feel like if they can win tomorrow, then people will take them seriously as far as the tournament's concerned.
Yeah. You see, for Australia, it's a big pressure game. And we know Australia, they handle pressure really well. South Africa, on the other hand, it's not really a high-pressure game for them. They're coming off a great win with the batsmen firing in form. They've beaten Australia in the last series. South Africa is at its best when it's not under pressure.
Sure.
So you will see South Africa A+ game tomorrow. Yeah. And I think Australia is going to find it tough.
And I feel like South Africa is probably marginally favorite for me if I had to make a prediction. Having said that, if this was a semi-final tomorrow, I would go the other way, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going with South Africa tomorrow. But yeah, if those were the knockout, then nowhere South Africa.
Okay. So let's look at the likely 11s. So it's just coming up on your screen. The highlighted players are the ones who I expect to come in as a change from the last 11 the teams played. So apparently Stoinis is fit, so I expect him to come in for Cam Green.
Okay.
And I guess there's no reason to change anything. There is a bit of pressure on Alex Carey, because he's apparently in the last 3 years, his strike rate in ODI is 87, and lately, except for 140 plus scores, the last 60 innings have been below 20. So I think he's under
Look,
pressure.
the little I've seen of Josh Inglis, he looks a lot better than Carey, and I don't know. At some point, I think Australia will make that swap.
And also, he's a very explosive kind of batsman, right? He even opens in the big match, as far as I remember. So
Yes,
I think there's a lot that can be done with him. And I think Alex, and if Australia does not start winning soon, and Alex Carey does not score runs, I feel like before the end of the tournament, we may see that change.
Yeah, I think so. Do you think South Africa is gonna drop a pacer and bring in Shamsi?
So Shamsi has been quite good against Australia. So again, right, depends a bit on the track, but I think I would probably see them dropping one of the all-rounders. I've taken out Kocha and put Shamsi in. That's my take. I'm not sure if you have a different view on this.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think spin against Australia is the way to go rather than pace. So, if you compare the top six, South Africa's looks much stronger. Bowling wise, Australia looks stronger. So it might be a good matchup between Australia's bowling and.
I mean, South Africa looks. I agree. The top six is, and I was saying this. I think after we saw the last game South Africa played, but the top six probably has three guys, if not four, who could score a 70-ball 100.
Yeah.
Mark from Date, Klaasen can, Miller can, even de Kock possibly. If he doesn't get out,
they all can. Even Bavuma, the way he's been batting, when he gets going, he scores a fair click.
Yeah.
I think all of them can.
I think the issue is that the batting order abruptly ends at 7, because I think Shamsi, Maharaj, Rabada, Nagiti, put them in any order, they can't really, they're not really worth much.
That's true.
So that's a challenge for them. So I feel like Australia will really be counting on the quicks to get some early wickets. Zampa's been ineffective. Let's see if he's picking a team, not India, if he can do anything tomorrow. But
he's been struggling.
So your prediction is South Africa, right?
I'm going with South Africa. Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. Let's see how that goes. And I think before we wrap up the show, very quickly, there's a quiz question. This time I double check the answers to make sure there's nothing controversial here. So it's an old school quiz, the kind I like to do. List the following players in decreasing order of Insta followers. So highest first.
KL Rahul.
Okay.
This is man, I don't know. Okay, KL Rahul, Bumrah, Rashid Khan, Ishan Kishan, Mohammad Nabi.
KL Rahul, Bumrah, Ishan.
No, Rashid before.
Okay.
No, KL Rahul, Ishan Kishan, Rashid Khan, Bumrah, Mohammad Nabi.
And the answer is?
Ooh. So what did I get wrong? So Nabi last I got right, Rahul first I got right.
Yeah, and then I think the middle three, I think you had different order. Yeah.
Ishan, Rashid, Bumrah. Yeah.
The biggest surprise
I'm surprised Bumrah has more following than Ishan.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised.
Because my initial take on this was, guys like Shubman and Ishan are like young and all of that stuff, and they're really Insta savvy, while Bumrah may not be, but I guess he is Bumrah, right? Yeah. And I was very surprised to find out KL Rahul has 15.
No, that's not surprising. He has to have 15. He's married to
that's what I said on the show last time. That's
that is the only reason he's got it. That's the only reason.
And I think Farooq, who I was doing the show with that day, he said 10 million से उसकी वजह से आगे होंगे, 5 million इसके अपने.
Absolutely. बिल्कुल. That's the only reason.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you once again, Amir, for being on the show. We will have you soon.
Thank you for having me.
And stay tuned to the Shiny Side. We'll be back tomorrow night after the South Africa-Australia game. Until then, stay tuned to the Shiny Side.